Hello, welcome back to the channel. This is a channel where we give you reviews, playthroughs, unboxings, and we generally like to talk a load of bollocks. Tabletop gaming in general, and in this video we're going to be talking about a Push Your Luck game that was published in 2013. We're going to be talking about, well, excuse my really bad German, if you're from Germany then don't send a skip of horse manure to my house, but we're going to be talking about Auf Teufel Komm Raus. I think this is sort of translated roughly as hell or high water or something like that. I don't know entirely, but who gives a toss. We're going to be talking about this game, and in this game you will be pulling coal out of a fire that will give you poker chips with points on them that will allow you to win the game. So in this video we're going to be giving you a very brief overview of the rules, telling you what we do like, what we don't like. Then we'll come back and tell you whether or not Auf Teufel Komm Raus is worth your time and bother today and in the future. So remember, if you're new here, then please consider subscribing to this channel. Leave a comment in the section down below, will you? I'll see you after this. Bollocks. So Auf Teufel Komm Raus is a Push Your Luck game, right? So you're going to put the board out in the centre of the table and you'll place the pieces of coal face down in the centre of the board on like the fireplace stove thing, right? You'll see that each of these pieces of coal either is blank, has a number on it, or has a devil's face on it. You'll be given poker chips up to the value of 200. You'll put your pawn on the 200 space and you'll start the game. So this game is divided out into 4 phases. The first phase is the devil's bet. What you'll do, you'll take a number of your poker chips in your hand. Everyone will do the usual thing where they'll stick their hands out and go ice fire dry, and then they will reveal, and you'll place your poker chips in front of you. This will be your bet for the coming round. So the next phase is the pulling coal out of the fire phase, right? This is sort of similar to something that I did when I was a kid. I decided to pull a sausage out of a barbecue and it didn't go well. So what you'll do in this phase, starting with the player who has the most fiery cheeks, I don't know if they're talking about arse cheeks. Starting with the first player, you'll reach into the fire, take out a piece of coal, look at it. If it's a number, you can choose to stop right there or carry on. And if it's a devil, then you will stop right there. And any chips that you pulled out previously will be relegated into the realms of nothingness, right? So once everybody has had an opportunity to pull coal out of the fire, once everyone's stopped or been done over by a devil, then you'll move on to the determine the winners phase. And this, funnily enough, is where you're going to be determining the winnings. You'll look at everybody's pieces of coal and you'll look at the highest number that has been generated, right? So if Aunt Mabel has pulled out 120 and she hasn't bust, and that's the highest number, that'll be the highest total value of coal, right? So if the bet that you placed in the first round is more than that, then you lose your bet, right? If it's lower or equal than that, then you get your bet back and you get that amount of money that you bet from the bank. If your bet is the highest bet, then you get to double your winnings. If you pulled the highest amount of coal out of the fire, then you get a 50 value chip. If you pulled out the highest number of actual tokens, then you get 50, right? There's also a thing called making a pact with the devil. If you're in last place and there's nobody on the same space as you, whenever anyone pulls out a devil, you get 50 quid, right? So you keep doing this, you'll keep pulling coal out of the fire, moving your marker up. If for any reason that the remaining tokens don't fill up the boundary on the center, then you'll put all the rest of the tokens back into play, right? You keep doing this until somebody gets to 60 and 100 points, and they will be the winner of Auf Teufel Komm Raus, or whatever it is in German. So what do we like about this game? So the first thing that we really like about this game is the components are absolutely bloody brilliant, right? They're amazing. The quality of the poker chips, they're those sort of ceramic poker chips that are really heavy, and you can't help but doing the old poker chip thing where you sort of pick them up and let them slide down, right? The artwork on this is absolutely fantastic. The only thing that disturbs me a little bit about this is the fact that the devil's got a belly button, so that would sort of intimate that there's a daddy devil and a mummy devil somewhere around, which is a bit weird, right? But the artwork's good. The tokens, the actual coal tokens, are nice and chunky, and all in all, the component quality it's just amazing. It's fantastic. So the second thing that we really like about this game is that you can still win the bet even though you bust, right? It doesn't really matter whether you bust, and sometimes it's in your interest to bust so that other people don't get to make their winning bet, right? So the fact that you're still involved, you've still got a stake in the game, even though you've strained too hard on that ceramic bog, it's fantastic. So the final thing that we really like about this game is that Push Your Luck is enhanced by this semi-hidden scoring system. You don't really know exactly how many points each player has got unless they're actually on that 300, whether they're on that 500, whether they're on that 700. The fact that the scoring is hidden, and this is where the game could do with maybe like a player screen, so you don't actually have to hold all those chips, right? But the fact that the scoring is hidden marries up with the Push Your Luck element, and it enhances it really well, because not knowing whether or not you're in the lead means that you're going to have to stick your hand in that barbecue to reach for that sausage. Maybe a few more times than you'd like, you know what I mean? So what don't we like about Auf Teufel Komm Raus? The first thing we don't like about this is the fact there's not enough poker chips, and that's probably because they're such good quality. If they put any more in there, it would have bumped the price of the game up to the level where it probably wouldn't have been worth buying it, right? But the fact is that there's not enough poker chips. I know you're probably only going to be betting around about 100 to 200, maybe 300 in the last stages of the game, so you're going to have to change up your poker chips for those 500s and those thousands, but then that lets other people know what you've got in your hand, right? So the fact that there's just simply not enough low value poker chips to go around is a little bit frustrating. So the second thing that we don't like about this game is that the scoring can be a little bit confusing when you first start playing it, right? I kept on having to go back to the book and think, right, check for this, then that means this, this and this. It reminded me of the scoring of Dixit. For some reason, I know you're going to be screaming at me saying, you bloody stupid idiot, but when I played Dixit first of all, I couldn't remember what the scoring meant. You're trying to score on one person or two people only and trying to push everyone else out of scoring. And for me, because I'm a complete and I didn't know, these types of unintuitive scoring mechanisms are very difficult for me to get into my brain very, very quickly. So the final thing that we don't like about this one is that it can be frustratingly long with higher player counts. The fact that you're going to be losing chips, gaining chips, losing chips, gaining chips, it could go on forever and ever and ever. Amen. So there seems to be a period in this game where you think, oh, when is somebody going to get to that point where they're going to win, right? That's usually just the case with 6 players. I don't really think there's any way around it, but the fact is the game works best at 6, so there's a bit of a conundrum with the game length and the party atmosphere that this game creates, right? So to summarise, is Auf Teufel Komm Raus still worth your time and bother 9 years after it was first released? So we're going to say yes, absolutely. We've recently gone on a bit of a splurge with these Push Your Luck games. I've recently done a top 10 list, and this wasn't on there because I didn't have it at the time, but I found out about it when I got it, and it turns out it probably should have been right up there, yeah? This is an excellent Push Your Luck game that keeps you involved even once you've dumped your load. The innovative scoring mechanisms and amazing components propel this to a level that makes it probably better than a lot of its peers. This game can drag on at higher player counts, just be aware of that, and there's simply not enough low value poker chips for 5 or 6 players, right? There need to be a few more in there. But having said that, this is a Push Your Luck game that invokes a very rare party atmosphere in these types of things, you know? There's a lot of shouting, a lot of swearing, a lot of encouragement, a lot of trying to coax other people to rescue their sausage from the barbecue. So this game comes highly recommended by us. If you love Push Your Luck games, this is one of the best ones you can get. Don't expect too much of it. It's not a high level of strategy, but then if you like Push Your Luck games, you're not going to be expecting that anyway. So yeah, Auf Teufel Komm Raus. If I've mispronounced it, which I probably have, which I know I have, then correct me in the comments. And there you go. That is Auf Teufel Komm Raus. Remember, if you're new here, please consider subscribing to this channel. Leave a comment in that section down below. Hit the like button and all that bullshit. We'll see you next time.